All right, so I'm in the ceiling plan level, and just so you know, and I think most of you have already addressed this, but it looks like we have a material here, but it's just the floor above. So I really need to put a ceiling here. If I want there to be a ceiling that I might put lights into or whatnot. So I'm just going to do that real quick. We've already done this, but I think it's good to kind of go ahead and see it again. And I'm just going to select the floor so that it locks in. So if I make any adjustments to that floor, my ceiling will also adjust. Okay. I don't quite have that locked in, so I'll just move that over. Okay. We have an extra line here. Just going to delete till I get to all right, and I'm going to make that just my chipboard wall stud. Okay, so now where is it located in the world? You just go to your section to make sure that it's kind of in the right place. So right now it's dropping below the floor, which if I was to build it and I wanted to have this kind of soffit right here, which I'm not exactly sure why. Definitely want that beam to move over. Okay, so there's the floor. Let's see what we have as far as ceiling plan. Let's see if this section makes, okay, there it is. Okay, so then what we'd want to do more than likely is we would want to associate it with this mezzanine level and then subtract. Because if we decide that we're going to move this up, which it looks like my stairs, that this might actually want to move up, or the stairs need to move down. I want this ceiling to move with it. So I'm just going to put it here. You can see it's 8-foot offset. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Let's put a negative 1-foot offset. And you can see that now it's riding right kind of almost flush. It's probably I need to move it down just slightly more so that the actual surface of the ceiling, if I want to see that finish and I don't want to see what finish was there on the floor, then we can see that. So let's just go back to my 3D view. And we see a few things that I may or may not want. So in each of these assemblies, your floor assembly and your ceiling assembly, you've created a structural kind of system. And if it's just the default, it has a structural system. So right now it's like metal stud wall or layer, 3 5/8, and then chipboard. In this case, because all I'm really trying to show, I'm basically all the structures happening in the floor, and all this is going to be is giving me a substrate that I can either attach lights to or that I can see as a different finish. I think what I'll do is go ahead and call this out um, as removing this layer. You can see that went away, and now what we see is just the layer of the ceiling. The other thing you could do is you're just trying to make a plane that you can attach lights to, but you want it to really not even show up. So in that case, you would want to put a finish. You'd want to edit your floor so that it had the gypboard. If that's really, if you want gyp, basically, sheetrock that you're going to paint, you'd want to add that to your finish layer, and go ahead and call that out as whatever it's going to be, 5/8 inch, and give it the material. Okay, but realize if you do it this way, it's still part of the floor, so it's not going to allow you to attach lights to it. Okay, so you just have to decide, if you handled it with the floor, what alls I would do is I would make this the actual ceiling, very thin and not seen. But as far as Revit's concerned, it would give you something to attach lighting to. Okay, it's either or. But let's take a look at that now in Inkscape. Like I lost something up there. I think when I inserted and I called it out as finish, basically made the floor completely just this finish. So I'm going to go on the other side, create a finish at the top. I'm curious of what it'll do. This will be I'll call it 3/8 inch, even though I probably wouldn't have flooring that thin, just so I add up to 1 foot. So there you go. Okay, so let's imagine that I wanted the underside to be another kind of wood. What would I do? I mean, essentially, I would just want to change the ceiling, right, to be that piece. The other thing that you might run into is if you have kind of monolithic form where the flooring, which is what it was doing before, that wood flooring was going all the way through, you can go into Revit and you can decide to paint this surface. So, I've got this orange. I'm actually kind of curious of why that's not showing up in this rendering. Let's go ahead and take a look at this wall bit. Go. Okay, so let's now just imagine that you're also wanting this surface to get a different color. So we're going to, at that point, it's something I showed you a bit ago, but it's probably worth going over again. You're going to use this paint tool, and you'd pick the color you want, and then you would go ahead and paint that surface. So say we just want, this is also chipboard, but we want that surface. Be that one, just because somehow that's kind of tied into my design idea. Okay. Sweet. Okay, that's it, guys.